This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, good morning. It is the Morning Drive on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com. This is one of my pet peeves. I mean, and I've got a number of them, but this is chief among them. Last night,
chief among them. Okay, so this is the number one pet peeve.
That's right up, man. It's a top fiver. Okay. It's a top fiver. Last night, former Texas Tech quarterback Graham Harrell was formally inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Okay? They had the big dinner there in Las Vegas. It was the 67th annual National Football Foundation Annual Awards.
Way to go, Graham. Congrats.
Absolutely. He was part of the 2025 National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete class, and also he was joined by more than 50 previous inductees. The word inductee is a pet peeve of mine because many times when people announce that the Pro Football Hall of Fame has announced its players that have been elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, or Major League Baseball, the baseball writers announce that the baseball players and managers, coaches, etc., hangers-oners, have been elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Sportscasters all across the fruited plain use the word inducted. The formal induction always takes place after the formal election. And like I said, on the list of pet peeves, when you have a pet peeve, I think people look at that and go, is it really that big a deal? Well, it is to me. I mean, and your pet peeve, not you, Jamie, but the collective group that we have listening, their pet peeve may be something that I might look at and go, that's really not that big a deal. And that's what I think makes it a pet peeve. Like, do you have a pet peeve?
Okay, I'll mention a pet peeve. Okay. A pet peeve would be a story about a celebrated Texas Tech quarterback who we all love, who we all root for, who we all appreciate his time.
Right.
Okay. And we all still to this day are really huge fans of him.
Yeah.
And he got inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame last night.
Right.
And what are we talking about?
We're talking about a pet peeve.
We're talking about Chuck's pet peeve. We kind of blew the headline there.
Oh, okay. Well,
we blew past way to go Graham Harrell.
Well, I did start off with he was formally inducted.
And blew past just to talk about Chuck's pet peeve.
Well, because, I mean, it's... That's fair.
What's the story?
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. The story is, ladies and gentlemen, last night in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
Graham Harrell, celebrated and Ring of Honoree, has been formally now inducted into the National Football Foundation College Football Hall of Fame.
And I know that I sit here with you every day, and I know that our audience is not listening every second like I'm supposed to be. Notice I didn't say that I am.
No, I know. Okay. There's times when you're not, but there's times when I'm not too.
But the number of times, when your kids were growing up, did they get on to you? Did they get frustrated with you? Like, I know you've said it to me 5 times. Okay, you keep saying, like, my kids do that.
Sure,
like, I got it when you said it the last time. I'm like, well, why do we do it again then?
The lucky lady says that too, and usually it's not in a loving tone. Yeah. Got it.
Why? Well, then why 2 days later am I telling you the same thing if you got it and you heard it the last time? Okay, that's always my answer to it. But Okay, the number of times that you have told us how much that bugs you, like you spoke of it like you broke news.
Oh, but
Yes.
like for some people, like brand new listeners.
Brand new. Like babies that were born yesterday. That's
Right.
the first time they've known. And we'll also let them know that Jamie hates the shoes not matching the uniforms.
Right, and I think if
Chuck, it's one sky.
It's one sky.
It's
Cloudy
just
sky.
one sky.
Right, can't say skies.
Can't say, pretty sunny skies. It's just one sky. Okay. That's Jamie's pet peeve is the uniform thing, okay?
Yeah.
Or the shoes that
Right.
don't match the uniform.
Right.
Wear the school colors. I don't understand.
Right.
That's Jamie's dumb pet peeve. We all get it. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Are there any more that we can get out and so we can just be done announcing them?
Be done. Oh, I don't know. Let me think for a little bit. Brendan, do you have a number one pet peeve that it just grates on your skin, or it's like nails on the chalkboard kind of thing?
People who ask you a question just so they can answer the question. That's also one for me.
Nothing's coming to mind right now. I would have to kind of sit and think about it.
Percolate on it.
Yes.
Just a little bit. We get this. Lots of mornings on the morning drive. Chuck is a pet peeve of everybody. Yeah, well. Again.
I don't know what that means.
It's not a compliment. I know that. But which is okay. I mean, it's fine. We take all comers here. We take all comers. It just kind of. But I thought that was good last night. That Graham Harrell's been formally inducted into the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, so it wasn't surprised.
Right.
When like when he was elected. Mm-hmm. So that was a surprise, and we were excited. Yeah,
sure.
But that's awesome. Had to be a good night or a great night for Graham last night.
I would think a great night, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the opportunity to do that, and also among those formally inducted last night.
Oh, I got one.
You sounded like almost the guy from Welcome Back Kotter there.
It just thunk hit me right here in the head.
Okay.
Whenever people talk about conference championships and they say that a conference tournament is a conference championship, it is not a conference championship. It is a conference tournament championship if you win.
Compared to a regular season.
Yes, compared to a regular season championship. I know that's small and minute, but it just irritates me. And it's done everywhere. It's done in the Big 12. It's done in the Lone Star Conference. It's annoying because it takes away from an actual regular season title, which means a lot more than a conference tournament championship.
Sure.
Another top 5 pet peeve for me. Okay. Sky is probably the number one. Cloudy sky.
I feel like that would be number one.
Cloudy sky is number one.
But that's surprising to me because it's just something that doesn't matter. I have pet peeves that I like when what people do driving that drives me nuts. To me, that matters.
Not using blinkers.
Because it's reckless and it could cause accidents, whatever.
Sure.
But somebody saying skies instead of sky,
it just grates all over.
It affects nothing.
I understand that.
Yeah.
The other thing is when somebody says, and it used to be more prevalent than it is today, but when they would call it the NIT tournament. No, it's the NIT. It's the National Invitation Tournament. It can't be the National Invitation Tournament. It's the NIT, or it's the National Invitational Tournament. It's not the NIT tournament. That drives me just crazy when people do that. Makes my head just spin all the way around.
What about when people use silly sports terms that we all know don't make any sense, but people just keep using them?
Like house money?
Like house money. It's tough to beat a team 2 times in a season.
Three times in a season in basketball.
About 2.
Well, about 3 in basketball.
What about 2 in football? How tough was it this Saturday, Chuck?
Yeah.
It was really tough, wasn't it?
Chuck, how do you feel about RBI versus RBIs?
I'm okay either way. I don't have much anguish about that. Sometimes to really annoy people, which I know for some people will be like, all you have to do is open your mouth. I'll say RSBI because that would be more correct. Runs batted in. RSBI.
You can say whatever you want. All of them. You can make a case for all of them, so I have no issues.
Pet peeve when people say seen instead of saw. Yes, I seen that versus I saw that. Or when people say guesstimate instead of estimate. Yeah. Yes. I seen that. I seen that Brennan is counting me down.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
6:45 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Today is Wednesday, December the 10th, 2025. With this day in sports history, here is Brendan Riker.
All right, let's start on this day in 1919. The National League votes to ban the spitball used by all new pitchers.
Okay.
So if you were an old pitcher, you were grandfathered in and you could still keep hawking up the loogies on the ball, I guess?
I think so. I think that's how I read that.
Okay.
The doctoring of the ball. It's not just hawking up a loogie. You might just, spit in your hand a little bit and kind of rub it on there a little bit, or maybe have a thumbtack, in your glove and kind of cut a little groove in it there. You still have to throw the ball. And get the ball over the plate. There's skill involved in the spitball, I would imagine. Right? You still have to have some athletic ability.
Sure.
You can't just, I'm going to throw a spitball and then all of a sudden you're a Hall of Famer, You still have some, take some knowledge, being able to just apply it just correctly and how to spin it so that it actually works.
I think you can get a lot of people that can throw the ball from the mound to the plate in the strike zone. I don't think that's that difficult. Okay?
What is the spitball actually? What does it actually do?
But I think the difference is, Chuck, to get guys that can make it move and do different things and look like it's going to be straight, and all of a sudden it's not.
Does the spitball help you make it move?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I also never have dove into figuring out exactly what the spitball does, but I would imagine it's about movement of some sort, just like when you put pine tar or whatever on it so you can grip it better and make it spin more, or you use a nail file or sandpaper or whatever they've been caught with over the years. It's so you can make it move. I wouldn't guess it's so you can make it be straight. Yeah.
Jamie just doesn't want to get spit on a baseball. That's really...
I don't want to catch COVID from a baseball. So
COVID from a baseball. Yeah. What else you got, Brennan?
All right, let's go to 1922. In the first National Football League championship, the Canton Bulldogs are named the inaugural champions with a 10-0-2 record.
Named. Okay.
And then in the game, future Hall of Fame tackle Pete Henry makes the longest known NFL dropped kick field goal from 45 yards out.
Okay. Have you ever tried to do that?
I have not. No, anything with a football, no.
Yeah, I've tried. As kids, we would try the drop kick thing.
Sure.
It's nearly impossible.
Right.
I don't know how people do it.
I can't kick a ball. I don't have the coordination to drop a football in front of my leg and then kick it.
Oh, I can punt one. But I'm talking about
You
one that
drop
you
the
let it hit the ground and then kick it off the bounce. That's
Yes.
I don't know how people do that.
Yes.
All of that, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not an athlete.
Yeah, and I'm not a great punter either, but I can make contact at least.
On this day in 1924, an agreement is reached on a permanent rotation of World Series games with each league. And so that's how we have the 1-2 and then 6-7 format for the World Series. So that's been in place since 1924 for getting home games in the World Series. Fast forward to 1961, the Houston Oilers utility back Billy Cannon gains an AFL record of 373 yards combined, rushing and receiving, in a 48-21 win over the New York Titans at Polo Grounds.
Billy Cannon would turn out to be a crook at the end of the day. He was a Heisman Trophy winner, and he was later convicted of a counterfeiting scheme. He became a dentist, and then after a series of bad real estate investments, he got involved in a counterfeiting scheme and served 2.5 years in prison.
Yeesh.
Yeah. He was probably popular in prison because he probably could work on the teeth of the inmates. Probably had a lot of customers. Probably paid him 62 cents a day.
Mm-hmm.
Or 20 cents a day, because that was his number.
Speaking of spending time in jail, on this day in 1991, Howard Spira is sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for trying to extort money from Yankees owner George Steinbrenner.
Yes. Forgot all about him, but you're exactly right.
And then on this day in 2005, in the 71st Heisman Trophy Award, the Heisman is given to USC running back Reggie Bush, and later on would forfeit the Heisman Trophy.
And then he would get it back.
And then finally on this day in 2019, Chris Clark grabs 12 rebounds, Davide Moretti scored 18 points, and Texas Tech upset unbeaten number 1 Louisville 70-57 at the Jimmy V Classic inside Madison Square Garden.
How about that? That's what we're talking about, Jamie.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was Texas Tech men's basketball first ever upset over a number 1 ranked team.
Mm-hmm.
For the, well, it's not a food of the day. This is more of a beverage of the day. It is National Lager Day.
Yeah, I'd say that's a lager. Yeah. Okay.
For birthdays, we'll start with actress Raven Simone. She turns 40 today.
Was she on the Cosby Show?
That's so Raven.
Yes, that's so Raven.
That was the name of the show.
Yes.
Okay. But was she on the Cosby Show too?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Quarterback Joe Burrow turns 29 today. Man, he's getting old. I guess we're all getting old, but... former Piston and Dallas Maverick Mark Aguirre turns 66 today.
Wow.
And then, I forgot to put a Red Raider birthday, but I'll go back and look at the calendar in the land not so far away here during the break. Finally, on this day in 1898, in France, the Treaty of Paris is signed, formally ending the Spanish-American War and granting the U.S. its first overseas empire. The Spanish-American War had its origins in the rebellion against Spanish rule that began in Cuba, in 1895. The once proud Spanish Empire was virtually dissolved as the United States took over much of Spain's overseas holdings. Puerto Rico and Guam were ceded to the United States. The Philippines were bought for $20 million, and Cuba became a U.S. protectorate. Philippine insurgents who fought against Spanish rule during the war immediately turned their guns over to their new occupiers, and 10 times more U.S. troops died suppressing the Philippines than in defeating Spain. And that is Today in Sports History.
All right. Thank you, Brennan. This Day in Sports History. She definitely was on somebody says she definitely was in the Cosby Show, and I Googled her, and she was on the Cosby Show from 89 to 92. Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, guys, from Carthage, Texas. I have a high school story. Can I call in? Well, sure. Visual Edge IT hotline's always open, right, Jamie? Mm-hmm. 806-771-0973. Dear Chuck, the brilliant way the spitball was explained, the National Child Seat Association should reward you well for installation training videos. I don't know how that is equal. Maybe that was hard. I don't know. I understand that one. Okay, that was a quick hour.
It was.
Okay, see if hour number 2 goes as smoothly as that. Smooth as silk, or as Brad Sham would say, butter, 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 butter. Just like Brandon Aubrey kicking a field goal right through the old pipes.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
7:02 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Every time I hear that song, I think of that NFL video that they did for the 100 years of the NFL, before the Super Bowl when they had the...
Yep, I remember.
And I Google that every once in a while so that I can see the full-length video because it makes me smile.
Okay.
So, I mean...
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very, very well done. Hey, good morning. It's the start of Hour 2 here this morning on the Morning Drive. With Brendan Riker and Jamie Lent, I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can go to T973.com for that or the mobile app. Or you can join us like Pepsi Man.
I lost Pepsi Man. I ran into a technical difficulty. So, Pepsi Man, if you can call back, I would greatly appreciate it.
We lost Pepsi Man.
I lost Pepsi Man. It wasn't a we. This was a Brennan.
Well, I appreciate you taking one from the team, but we all share in our mistakes, don't we, Jamie? For the most part, or we share in Brendan's mistakes and your mistakes, but my mistakes are just my mistakes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Mm-hmm. It's all right. It doesn't. No fear. No fretting. 7:03 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line and the Visual Edge IT hotline. All right. What did you make of the Big 12 commissioner's comments yesterday with regard to the comments from the athletics director at Notre Dame University? Brett Yormark was appearing in Las Vegas. He was speaking at the Sports Business Journal's Intercollegiate Athletics Forum, and he aimed his remarks at Pete Bavacqua, who is the athletic director of Notre Dame. He said that with regard to Bavacqua and his comments about Notre Dame being left out of the college football playoff field and accusing the ACC of favoring the Hurricanes over his school, he said he's totally out of bounds in his approach, and if he was in the room, I'd tell him the same thing. He called his remarks egregious. I think Pete, his behavior has been egregious. It's been egregious going after Jim Phillips, who's the commissioner of the ACC, when they saved Notre Dame during COVID. The chair said that as Notre Dame and Miami got closer together, head-to-head would be a factor. Okay? And then he noted, hey, BYU lost. They became closer to closer, and head-to-head made a difference in that decision. What do I
make? I think that he's sticking up for his buddy, the ACC commissioner. Mm-hmm. He's wanting to make sure that the ACC commissioner is an ally.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't... I clearly, the ACC was in what they were doing, promoting Miami more than they were Notre Dame. There's no way around that. Clearly, Notre Dame thought with them having a partnership with the ACC, that wouldn't be the case. But clearly, they figured out whether they're partners or not, you're not a full member like Miami is and others are. And so that's why they were pushing Miami rather than kind of staying out of it, and not pushing either. So, I'm not saying that what the Notre Dame AD said is inaccurate. Clearly, they were trying to help Miami in the situation. I don't think Notre Dame should have expected them. I don't know. It just... while I feel like what Notre Dame's AD pointed out is accurate, to me it should have been expected that they were going to stick up for their own team. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the Big 12 AD backing the ACC...
What's he doing?
Excuse me, the Big 12 commissioner backing the ACC commissioner. Mm-hmm. I just think that he's trying to make sure he's got an ally at some point for some point, and he's going to stick up for his guy.
It's kind of like the United States sending some planes somewhere to kind of help fight a battle. Being an ally of another country or something.
Well, I just think when it all comes down to it, you in that room, you need people that have your back. And I think he's attaching himself more to the ACC than he is Notre Dame.
Which is smart.
I would think so. I guess.
I mean, there's a part of me that's like, why get involved in their fight? But maybe he was.
Well, I mean, if you were wanting, if the thought is that the Notre Dame is going to have to find a conference at some point, maybe you would have thought, oh, maybe stick up for Notre Dame, and then maybe you'd have a chance to get them in your conference. But I don't think that's happening. They're not coming to the Big 12.
They're not coming to the Big 12. All right, we'll get a little bit more on this here in just a second. But Pepsi Man has something he wants to get off his chest. We go to the Visual Edge IT hotline, and none other than Pepsi Man. Good morning, Pepsi Man.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Hey, you talk about high school stories. I have one for you. This is a long time ago, back in '95. I was a high school wrestler. I think it was my sophomore year, and we were in the tournament in Colorado Springs. And I was doing good, getting all through the rounds, and then all of a sudden I had to wrestle a girl. And back then, your girls weren't wrestling or playing football and stuff like that, and I'm like telling my coach, I don't want to wrestle her. And he's like, hey, if you want to advance in the tournament, you're going to have to. I was like, what happened if I grab her in a spot I ain't supposed to grab her? Hey, she wants to, and my coach is like, hey, she wants to wrestle. You got to do what you got to do. I was like, oh, man, I really didn't want to do it. I said, okay, let's go. And we got head-to-head, and when the referee blew the whistle, I grabbed her, pinned her like 1, 2, 3 real quick. I was like, nope, I'm not having it. I'm done. And it was just a funny story I just want to tell you guys.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you won, Pepsi Man. That's the important part, and that you didn't get put in jail for illegal touching or anything like that.
Nowadays you would. Nowadays, but back in the day, I don't know. But it was just. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't want to. And the coach is like, hey, if you want to go, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, nowadays in high school they have girls wrestling, so that you don't have to. But again, I had to deal with the same thing, and I didn't pin her in 10 seconds like Pepsi Man did. But
that's what he's saying now, 30 years later.
Pretty easy win. And again, I think when I did it, I was probably only like 11 or 12. Okay. It would have been way more awkward at 16 than it was at 11 or 12. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Pepsi Man. Travel safe, dude.
Pepsi Man. He's among our cadre of listeners who've been with us for a long time, and we appreciate Pepsi Man.
Oh, man, the amount of money he's going to have to spend on therapy when it's all said and done.
Well, that's why he comes here every day. 7:10 this morning.
We're the reason he needs therapy.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Hey, good morning. 7:15 this morning here on the Morning Drive. A couple of thoughts on the Notre Dame situation and the Big 12 commissioner and all that kind of stuff. This Notre Dame has become the biggest crybaby we have seen in some time. Why would they expect the ACC to go to bat for them over their own full member in Miami? Are they a crybaby, or are they just kind of trying to look for some kind of explanation? Or is there a combination of both?
I've stated this earlier this week. I felt bad for them up until they refused to play in a bowl game. I'm sorry. Whether you think they deserve to be in or not, to hear the committee over and over again talk about, well, Notre Dame and Miami, they're not next to each other and blah, 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 blah for weeks after weeks after weeks. And you can be punished for losing a conference championship game. Clearly Alabama was not, but BYU, you can be. So we're going to take you out of the middle of Notre Dame and Miami, and now they're head-to-head right next to each other, and Miami won the head-to-head, then we're going to flip. Okay, so I think there's a lot of things that really, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you could point to that are just a joke and are frustrating and all the above. I agree. I used this analogy earlier this week with choice. I mean, if you leave for work in the morning and you're not thinking to yourself, and you have no idea what's for dinner that night. You're not thinking to yourself, it better be my favorite meal. You're not thinking that way.
No. Huh.
Okay?
Right, yeah.
But if you're leaving for work in the morning and your wife tells you, hey, guess what? I'm making your favorite meal for dinner tonight. Right? Your favorite meal for dinner. And you get home and she's like, I didn't really feel like it. We'll just have bologna sandwiches instead. You'd be really disappointed because you were looking forward to it.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
If Notre Dame was left out all season long and we hadn't heard, or all this whole stretch where the committee has the show on Tuesday night and all that, but we heard over and over again, they were saying why they were in and why they were there. And then at the last minute had the rug pulled out from underneath them. If we were in that situation, we would be losing our minds too.
Yeah, no doubt.
We absolutely would. So that, again, I felt bad for Notre Dame, whether or not you think they should have been in ahead of Miami or not, okay? That's a different story. But just the way the committee handled all of that, that seemed ridiculous to me, okay? But them basically taking their ball and going home and refusing to play in a bowl game, suddenly I stopped feeling bad for them. And I do say, okay, you're acting a little bit whiny at this point.
Okay. What is your favorite meal that your wife makes for you?
My favorite meal, pretty much anywhere. It doesn't have to be just for my wife. Is cheeseburgers and macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if she said, "Hey, tonight," whatever she calls you, lovey-dovey.
Jamie.
Okay. Tonight, Jamie, we're gonna have cheeseburgers and mac and cheese. And you got home and it was soup. You'd be pretty disappointed, wouldn't you?
I'd be disappointed. I wouldn't be angry with her, but I would be, yeah. Oh man, I was looking forward to those burgers.
Yeah. Somebody says this. Agreed, JL. Well put. Yes. Yeah. I think.
But we would be whining if we were in that situation.
Absolutely.
I would be losing my mind.
Yeah.
I would be losing my mind if I'm BYU right now, knowing that Tulane and James Madison are in and I'm not.
Yes.
This system is so dumb.
Yeah. Do you think the powers that be will get into a room, lock themselves in with pizza, cheeseburgers, mac and cheese, whatever their favorite meal is, some Cokes, coffee, chocolate milk, whatever, and come up with a better plan?
I think it's possible.
Or a different plan. How about that? Different plan, whether it's better or not, is to be seen.
Yeah, I think it's possible that we'll see changes this upcoming year.
Yeah.
I mean, because Texas is right there with BYU. Vanderbilt is right there along those same lines. Yeah.
It just seems like, who's held a gun to our head and said, you've got to have this group of 5 in the college football playoff? Where does, because you don't see this in college baseball for the field of 64. You don't see this I guess you see this in the NCAA basketball tournament. You have automatic qualifiers.
And you have the same thing in baseball.
Yeah. I guess you have automatic qualifiers.
It's just that we don't get bent out of shape about it because there's so many teams.
Yeah.
And so you know that the best teams are in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but, and again, I'm sorry for being a bad Red Raider here, but that team that played the Aggies the day after Thanksgiving or whenever it was, that Texas team looks like one of the best 12 teams in the country.
Yeah.
To me. Mm-hmm. Okay? I just want the entertainment of, watching the best games. Instead, we get Oregon and James Madison.
Right.
I'm not sticking up for Texas or BYU and that I'm going to cry a river because they didn't get in. I mean, my life will be fine without them in. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. Okay.
Okay.
But like for entertainment purposes, rule number 1, I want to watch games.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Oregon and James Madison. I don't care if we're playing Oregon next or not. I probably will take a little bit, but it is not appointment television for me. I'll watch it until it gets about a 2-touchdown lead, and then I'll watch something different.
Okay.
Which will probably be about 6 minutes into the game.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. And that game is December the 20th. That is a 6:30 kick.
What time do the Red Raiders play that night? I'll probably be watching them play basketball. Isn't that a night game?
I'll have to. Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay. It's not one of those 11 a.m. games, is it? Oh, you're right. It's a night game.
I'll be watching that.
They play Duke that night.
I'm well aware. Yes,
that's a real game
in Madison Square Garden. I'll be watching that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be watching the bloodbath in Oregon.
Okay.
Or Oregon.
One or the other.
Either place.
Yeah, either place. How about we have some interest in Tulane and Ole Miss?
Nope.
Okay.
If I find out that we're halftime and it's a tie game or a one-score game, then I'll go, oh, okay. That game has some intrigue in that we don't know what we're going to get from Ole Miss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss is dealing with, the drama that Lane Kiffin, his departure has brought and all that. Yeah.
Well, that's got to be chaos down there, doesn't it? With, coaches that are, you got coaches that are coming, mm-hmm. and then coaches that have left LSU to go back to Ole Miss to help with the offense, because they're up to 4 of them now, or 5.
Yeah, I don't worry about the coaching situation. I think they've got enough of them there that they'll put the players in a good position. I worry about the distraction for the players.
Yeah.
And are you focused on being there at Ole Miss, or are you focused on, and it would be the same way for any of us, or are you focused on, okay, what's next for me?
Mm-hmm. If you had to pick right now between Oklahoma and Alabama, who would you pick?
To win the game?
Yeah.
Man, I think I would take Oklahoma. It's in Norman.
It's in Norman, right.
Oklahoma beat them the first time. But, man, it's hard to beat a team 2 times in one season, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah. How about
I'll take Oklahoma at this point.
How about the 7 seed Texas A&M versus the 10 seed Miami?
Yeah, I would take the Aggies. They're playing at home. That's a pretty good home field advantage. How shocking was it just to see? I mean, Alabama just got bullied.
Yes.
They got punked by Georgia. I mean, they were so much more physical.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama, that was just that really made me question Alabama a lot.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Next, Jamie's question of the day.
Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, I'm gonna kind of play off of Chuck's pet peeve earlier this morning. Okay? And so we're just gonna have some fun with being old and grumpy and get off my lawn, guys.
Oh, we excel at. I excel at that.
I feel like all sports fans have certain things that just irk them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the chance to mention 3 things.
Oh boy.
That you're like, this drives me nuts about sports. It can be something the players, the athletes do. It can be something that the college football committee does that you don't like. It can be anything that has something to do with sports, except for we're taking off the board NIL and transfer portal.
Okay. All
okay,
right.
we're taking those off the board.
Okay.
Okay? And some people don't have any issues with those, and that's fine. But just 3 things that just you almost want to start with, back in my day, we didn't blah, blah, blah. Okay? 3 things that grate on you.
Wow. You would think that would be able to pop this right off of the top of
that and some of them they shouldn't bother you that much.
Yeah. That just, man.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think there should be a rule that unless it is 3rd or 4th down and you catch a pass or you run for a first down, you cannot get up and point first down. If you go 10 yards on first down for another first down, you do not get to point first down.
Okay.
Okay? It's just another first down.
How far do you have to go?
I don't care. Just make a play and hand the ball to the ref. Quit with the first down thing. Do we expect every time a defensive back makes a tackle for him to hold up second down. I mean, it's just stop with the I got a point first down. When you score a touchdown, celebrate. When you make an interception, celebrate. A first down, unless it clinches the game or something, or is massive in a drive. I mean, the first play of the game. Oh, 1st and 10 from the 25. Oh, there's a passer. Oh, he's got 11 yards. Oh, I'm hopping up. I'm throwing the hands towards the other end zone. Like, I mean, dude, it's scoreless. We're 45 seconds into the game and you're celebrating already. Okay? Save it for when it matters. Okay? See, that's totally old man get off my lawn.
Sure.
Okay? I can't stand that we now wear pants that are nowhere close to being over the knees. Nowhere close. You know, when I played high school football, you had to for protection purposes, right?
You're like Stone Harrington wears the biker shorts.
The kicker for Alabama that's, rocking whatever he's rocking should not be allowed. Okay? I think you should have to wear pants that go over the knee. I'm sorry. It's not shorts. It's pants. Okay? And the third thing, and probably this is the one that bugs me the most, I am so tired of athletes pretending they're hurt when they're not, just to get attention on themselves.
Yeah.
Okay? There needs to be rules. If you're going to sit down on the court, if you're going to fall down on the field and act like you have been shot, you need to be out for a certain amount of time, and it's not one play. Okay? If we stop the game to look at you, is what you want, you're going to be out over there sitting on the bench for a while. You're going to be sitting on the bench for a while. Again, all things that are totally get off my lawn type things, but all things that drive me nuts about today's athletes.
Brennan, do you have a couple?
Yeah, I got a few. One, I hate it when in a tight basketball game, broadcasters go, they don't need a 3 here. 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 Well, no. But they could use a 3. A 3 could go a long ways to either tying the game or winning the game. To me, it's like you don't need to say that. I feel like it's redundant. Like,
I've seen twice this year in high school basketball, watching tournaments with other teams, a team needing a 3 in closing seconds, and they drive and score 2 at the buzzer. One was a drive, one was an offensive rebound, and they don't kick it back out. I mean, because kids don't understand the game. Going for 2 when you're down by 3 inside of, a second or 2 left. It makes no sense. That's just dumb. Okay, what else, Brandon?
I also don't like it when there's a penalty. Oh, punch the microphone. When there's a penalty and the crowd starts booing and it's the correct call. That drives me nuts. It's like, look at it. That's the correct call. That's clearly holding.
Yeah.
Or that's clearly a face mask. And you're booing the referee for making the right call?
Yeah.
Why don't we cheer when the refs make the right call?
That would help
Let them know,
make them
hey,
feel better about
you're
themselves.
doing a good job. That's a great job.
Well, that's what we're looking to do, Chuck. Make everybody feel better about themselves.
Choose joy.
Yeah.
Because when you're booing the ref when he makes the correct call, then he's going to think, well, they're booing now. Wait until this next play.
How about at a baseball stadium when we boo when they pick throw over to first behind the runner? But of course we don't boo when our guy does it, right? But if they try a pickoff attempt over at first, the opposing team, we're booing them. Like, it's part of the game. Why are you booing?
I have one for you. It drives me crazy when we have the obligatory, I don't care who the president is, interview with the president in the middle of a Super Bowl halftime. It drives me, or pregame, it drives me absolutely crazy when we have news in the middle of a sporting event, because we never have sports in the middle of a news event. Never. You never get, where's my sports update? Okay, we got, floods in Bangkok or whatever, and we don't have a score of, what so-and-so did.
Do when they interview these presidents in the pregame and the halftime, is it news questions they're asking them?
Yes,
or sports?
yes, they're talking
They're not
policy.
Talking,
yes.
They're not talking about how much are you enjoying being at the game? No?
Yeah, right. No,
Okay.
no, they're interviewing. They go to the Oval Office and they have this formal sit down,
Okay.
And again, I don't care who the president is because they've done it with all of them, all right? The other thing that I hate is I hate when we come back and we're getting ready for the start of a game, and this happens to us all the time, where we're waiting on television to start the game. We're waiting for the tip. This happened to us the other night with the Lady Raider game. We're waiting and waiting and waiting for TV to come back from their commercial because they didn't plan it out right. We planned it out right. They didn't plan it out right, and we're all waiting around for the official to go, okay, we can play now because TV's back. They ain't going to wait on us. I can sure assure you of that.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.